let me call the dump in the morning and find out if there is a charge. And if there is a charge, then we'll do it that way, so we can avoid a charge. But if there is no charge, then we'll stick with the trailer and just get rid of it tomorrow. Get it out of here. It's all moldy and nasty and stinky.
All right. Some people are not muted. And we get to hear your whole conversation. That is awesome. And I thought you were talking to us. I was like, wow, that's a good conversation. Hey, guys, let's make it a habit as we jump on the Zooms to make sure that we are muting. I know that we were pre-call. We just finished another fab call and got some more details. I don't know if anyone noticed how well our website has been working today. It's been fabulous, right? And what we found out is that there's people trying to, it's one of those things, it's like, how do you talk about this stuff without really talking about it? So just to let you guys know that our back office isn't just terribly inept and you know, things just aren't working, like another challenge we have to deal with. What we actually had happen is called a DOS. Let me see. I just looked it up to see what in the world is. It's called a DDoS attack. And it's where a server, where basically you use bots or whatever, a company or an entity can pay companies to overwhelm your server to where, you know, companies buy bandwidth, and they buy a certain amount of bandwidth within a, there you go. Ian is explaining all what it is. Ian, why don't you explain it? Because he knows what it is.
Hello, everybody. So, being an avid gamer from years back, a DOS or denial of service attack is where computer hackers or little 20-year-old scumbags or possibly rival companies will target a certain website with a malicious attack which overwhelms the server so that nobody can get through. And so it just looks like the website is down. So apparently we have suffered from either 20-year-old, you know, hackers who just decided they're going to have a bad day with Elevocity or Elipreneurs, or possibly some rival companies out there who hate our guts. Just possibly, theoretically speaking, that have employed whatever means necessary to do a denial of service attack against our websites. So that's what it is.
There happens to be another coffee company launching today that happens to be owned by another company that many of us know very well. So it's interesting, to say the least, that it happens today. Guys, just to let y'all know, and there's been a couple crazy little things like that have been happening. You know, people buying like false orders and some crazy stuff that I'm not supposed to even be talking about, but just to let you guys know, whenever you're doing something good and you're really changing something that has been a certain way, people, or the enemy, and whatever you want to call it, if you want to call it good versus evil or whatever you want to call it, people try to knock you down. And it's I mean, you could see it. Let's just say, for instance, if a company bought out another company, or a new leader comes into a company and he's trying to change everything for the better, a lot of the people that had tenure or stroke might try to sabotage that person to where they can't make changes. You could see this stuff in politics and many other areas. So what we're experiencing is when you are creating an environment where you have so many people winning in ways that they've never won before. You have people that are, you know, being able to join a company and the little guy really have a place to have a chance and win. And then that creates a buzz and takes energy away from someone else, they don't like that. And they don't like when, you know, just in general, let's just say the industry, if we're changing things in a way that is causing people to look at us, they don't want that, because a lot of the old school thinking has been doing things a certain way. And if they now see people doing it a different way that seems to be better, of course, we're going to be attacked. And I'm not saying that that's what's happening just in this one scenario, but I'm saying there's so many things that have been going on that don't make any sense. Like that, you know, as a company, we're trying to figure out how in the world does this happen? And it doesn't make any more sense than we're being attacked. So with that being said, guys, I think what they're also seeing is the fact that we are having far less challenges, and everything is now coming together in a fashion where they're also seeing a lot of buzz of people talking about a new product coming out, which is going to do like crazy numbers extremely quickly. And then also we have people in the groups and in all teams. What I'm seeing is that people are getting a vigor and a, you know, now that we're not having to deal with the same issues and all those challenges are going away, people are talking about their volume doubling and you know, growing our business again to a whole nother level. So I really believe what people are about to witness is a bunch of freaks that got started with a company that was not even ready to handle what they did, that is now ready to handle what these freaks are ready to do again, and they're about to see a major growth. Because I know I've talked to many people in the team that are literally setting their 90-day run-up to go all out. And guys, over the weekend, we had an event that we thought was going to be around 30, 40 people, and it turned into, you know, right around 100 people or more. We literally had this room that had chairs. Like when we came in, it was set up with, what is it called? Classroom style, with some tables and some chairs. And it was 9 o'clock. The event started at 10, and there was more people in the lobby than what there were chairs, like almost double. So we're like, oh my God, we need to like pack this room with chairs. So we started dragging out chairs, and guys, we were not prepared for that. Like we didn't even put a sheet down to get people to sign in or give people name tags and all that. We were literally dragging chairs into this room until the time that the event started, which was wild. We literally had to push the projector table all the way up to the screen. We had chairs going almost probably about less than 10 feet away from the screen. And then we had chairs with rows of chairs next to the person. So we had to speak in this little box. So we had rows of chairs right here, rows of chairs over here, and then rows of chairs all the way to the back of the room. And we literally had walking room in between the chairs to get from the back of the room to the front of the room. And you might hit elbows of the people that were sitting in the chairs. It was so packed. And we had all the chairs filled. It was incredible. And that was pretty cool, because most of the time you're worried about people showing up. And when you have a product like this, and a lot of these people had never done this kind of business before, and then to go into the room and see that it wasn't your traditional, you know, marketing type of presentation where there's all these circles and they're pitching business. I mean, guys, we barely even covered the comp plan. We said, hey, you want to make a lot of money? You know, you can go out and get a bunch of customers and make a living just off of that. And we have this cool check match thing where you can check match people. So it's really just strive for 5, do that again. And that's how you maximize the comp plan. We didn't go into any detail, and people were fired up. So it's really cool what we have going on with this company and hearing all the stories of what this product is doing. And what I can share with you all is I know that I have now that my phone has not been drama calls every day, because it's been great that as the last couple weeks have gone by, you know, and these challenges are being handled, that I'm getting less and less calls of challenges or fixed orders or this and that and all that. So what I can tell you is that the leaders are in a place where we feel like we can run. So with that being said, guys, every single one of us on this call tonight have the ability to make a decision. And that decision is we can basically sit there and you know, kind of just watch things happen, or we can create a freaking current. And what I know is that as a team, we can create a current. And we started off this whole mission with a story of creating that environment where people feel loved, where people feel validated, where they feel like they can plug into a system or into a group of people that are going to lift them up and help them become the best versions of themselves. We explained our culture as one of someone can plant their seed in, and basically we're going to be the water and we're going to be the fertilizer to help those people grow. And I'm sure she's on here, and I want to call her out because this is someone that I've been so impressed watching this person. And guys, what I love about this business and what I love about our culture is that we have created an environment where we all get to learn from each other. And I get to learn from her whenever I hear her speak, and many of the leaders in this group, by the way. And by the way, is it okay if I'm just open and honest with everybody? Y'all can shake your head yes or whatever, and I'll put it in a different screen. All right. Guys are stupid. All right. This is the bottom line. Guys are not too bright. Okay. We don't know how to love on people. We say we want to create this environment because we do want that environment, but we don't necessarily know how to do it as well.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
Are you speaking about yourself only?
I'm just talking about guys in general.
Sorry.
Ricky's like, we're not stupid. So I wanted to point this out because, you know, this individual I'm just so impressed every time I watch her, the way that she loves on her team, the way that she just makes people feel. And she made me realize, and yes, so Ricky, you can say yes, I'm talking about myself. Because, for instance, my wife would be the one to do, she's thoughtful and she's like all sweet and stuff, but I don't know how to do that as well, right? And the great part is we get to learn from you all. And at the end of the day, the industry it's about around 80% women, right? So point being is guys need to get better at doing what the women are good at, which is loving on people. And she was sharing with me, in fact, Marcy Kavanaugh, are you out there?
I'm here.
All right. So Marcy Kavanaugh was sharing with me her experience of like Judy Willinson and how she made an impact on her based on the way that, you know, when she ranked up in a company that she didn't even know who Judy was, and she got this gift, and she was like, that just made me realize, like, guys are just not, I mean, we just don't think. Like, for instance, let's just use this example. And I'm going to turn it over to Marcy. Like, dudes, or we have a party, right? The dudes go in the garage and they're looking at tools, right? And we go in there and we're in there for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. And we come back in and the girls are inside talking and stuff. And then when the party's over, they leave. And then our wives start telling us all the things about what's going on in the other people's life. Tell us all about their kids and what's going on with this and what's going on with that. And tell us their whole life story. And they're like, what'd you talk about? Craftsman? Like, we didn't talk about anything, right? Like, we just, we didn't like really get to know each other. I mean, we're just not as good at really connecting on that level as what you women are. And this individual, watching her and her team and the way that they lead and the way it's duplicated, I've just been so impressed. So I'm going to turn it over to Marcy Kavanaugh. Marcy, out there.
Yes, I'm here, and that's kind of, I appreciate that. That's, but yeah, I know we talked about a lot, and I was surprised with having to share Saturday morning and wasn't prepared, but was jotting down notes and shared some things. But yeah, I mean, Judy's definitely somebody, you know, that that's something about Judy and Mark. And if none of y'all have ever met them, or for those that do, I mean, Judy is somebody that loves on people, and I knew her heart without even knowing her, because she just stepped up to me and gave me a gift for ranking up in this previous company. And that just meant the world to me, because she never had to do anything. I would have never known that she wouldn't have, because I didn't know who she was or that she existed. And, that speaks about a lot about somebody's heart whenever they do something like that. And I brought, whenever I heard that she was over here, that just told me a lot. And so I think of those things whenever I think of my team, and whenever I think of the things that people are doing to rank up and to do different things. Like, I know as a leader, I want everybody to feel like they matter. But one of the things that I'm teaching, that I'm trying to teach our team, and I've learned through going to some of these, conferences and stuff. And I'll go ahead and start with how I started Saturday. People who succeed versus people that quit. What determines what somebody does? They might come in gung ho, and they might come in, like all excited, and then they do nothing. And you're like, what happened to them? What happened to them wanting to do everything? Well, typically whenever someone signs up, or when they're about to sign up, they think of 5 people in their head that they think will join them. They have people in their head that they think's about to join them. And so they go and they share with those 5 people, those 5 close people to them. People who succeed, normally one out of those 5 people said yes. People who quit and never go any further, all 5 of those people told them no. So that is a general rule in network marketing of who succeeds and who keeps going. But what we have to realize is that we have to disconnect from the outcome of their answer. And our job is to share our hearts with people and look for people that are looking for us. Because when you hear that testimony of somebody that has completely changed their life, because you shared a product with them, then, that completely changes everything. And I cannot even put into words. It's ineffable. I mean, like Robert Oblon says, it's ineffable to hear someone say thank you because you changed their life. And that completely makes you not care if somebody says yes or no. You're just out there to share, and there's people on their knees praying for something to help them, praying for something, whether it be their mood, be it depression, anxiety, whether it's financial. There are people praying for what we have our hands on. And our job is to share with as many people as possible to find those people. So if somebody tells you no, even though we might know that they need this product, we might can see visibly, but if they're not ready for a change, then that's not up to us. They have to be ready for a change. And and so we've got to know that. I mean, you just go out and you just look for the people that are looking for you, and you're going to find them. The other thing that I like to say, I know that Chris is awesome at giving us, what to say. Hey, have you heard about the happy coffee that everyone is talking about, and the psychology about all of that? And one thing people get hung up on, especially new people, is they feel like it's a script, and they feel like, that they're forgetting the words. And so then they freeze and they just don't say anything to anybody. And so one of the things to me that's most important, and Chris, of course, preaches this: be normal, use your words. But, it's not all about a script. If you forget the words, it's okay. If you share from your heart and in your energy flow that Robert Oblon talks about, and all of this, I think it's always talked about our energy that we pass through to people. If you're sharing with them out of a passion of helping people and from a place of helping and just wanting to help others, instead of, oh my gosh, I got to get this sale, that is a completely different energy, and people feel that. And they're going to, and it doesn't matter the words that you use whenever you're sharing from your heart and you're just sharing your testimony. So don't ever tell them what it can do for them. Always make sure you tell them what it did for you or what it did for a family member, or, share someone's testimony instead of sharing what it could do for them. Hey, this could do this, this, and this for you. People don't want to be sold like that. Another way that, I know we reach out and invite people for the happy coffee, but some of the things that we need to be doing in addition to that, we all talk about attraction marketing. This is a relationship business and we need to love on people. So if you think about it, how does it make you feel for somebody to leave you a genuine comment on your post?
Marcy just cut out. Marcy.
Oh, I muted myself somehow.
Yeah.
So how does it make you feel for someone to leave a genuine comment on one of your Facebook posts or your social media?
Yep.
That can make a difference. It makes us feel good. But do you ever go and leave it for anybody in your news feed? And I'm not talking about other elopreneurs. We all talk to each other and we're all supporting each other. But other people outside of our business, do you ever just scroll through your timeline and find, this is my daily method of operation, okay? Scroll through your Facebook and comment on at least 5 posts every single day, and not a congratulations or a thank you or a happy birthday. Whatever they posted about, leave a genuine comment to let that person know that you cared about what they posted. And that's going to make them feel good. And so, what are they going to do? They're going to start watching your posts, right? Also, something that you can do is think of 2 people every single day and go to their Facebook page, somebody that you haven't talked to in a while, go to their Facebook page and scroll through, depending on how much they post, scroll through a little bit, see what they've been up to, and then private message them. Don't bring up the coffee. Don't bring up happy coffee. This is just about connecting with people, and just reach out to them and have like a 10 to 15 minute conversation with them. Hey, I saw that you went to the beach last week. Looked like fun. I'm jealous. Wish I could have gone, or I just got back myself, and just connect, because and then they might put up their guard because they know that you sell something. But when they're going to have that conversation with you, and when you finish it and you never pitch to them anything, they're going to go like, wow, they just really just contacted me just to contact me, and then let that be. And then maybe a couple of weeks later, you keep commenting on their stuff. And then after a couple of weeks of doing that, then you might want to reach out if they haven't. But 9 times out of 10, when you are genuinely commenting and bringing up conversation and just loving on them, they're going to pay more attention to your posts, and they're going to reach out to you because you didn't do that to them. You just wanted to build your relationship with them, whether it be somebody, and I know we're always told, to just pick up that phone and say, hey, I'm doing something from somebody you hadn't talked to in 20 years, but it sure makes them feel a whole lot better if you care about what's going on in their life first. And, they receive it better. And I know the other thing works too, but I think this works better when you just love on people and attract them to you and just genuinely build those relationships back, because we are living such a fast-paced world that nobody takes the time to genuinely comment on anybody's posts anymore. And so I think that makes a big difference to people. So.
Awesome. Always delivering the goods. So appreciate you, Marcy. And again, guys, I've been able to develop an incredible relationship with Marcy where we now talk quite often. But one thing I can tell you is that if there is an event within driving distance within 10 hours, this woman is going to be at it, period. Like, there is no excuse for her. Like, excuses don't exist when it comes to being in an event, because she knows that every single event she's going to pick something up. And, you know, there has not been anything that I've gone to that Marcy was not at, if it was in driving distance for anyone. I mean, it was just unreal. She's always at everything. Like when I saw her, I opened up the elevator at the A&N, the Association of Network Marketing for Professionals. Apparently I can't say a bunch of letters together. I screw it up every time. But the elevator opens and it's Marcy sitting. I'm like, what are you doing here? If it's an event that she's going to get value from, she's going to be there. She's someone that definitely invests into herself and her business. Ricky, do you want to go over the hemp debate and all the announcements we talked about on the leader call, or do we want to have some people share their experience of the event first? Whatever you want.
Yeah, go ahead and get the people to share their stories of the events, and then we'll close it out with the hemp debate.
All right, perfect. So did we have anybody else that's on this call that made it to the event in the New Orleans market that we can want to share maybe their experience of it? I know we have somebody that was at the event on this call. Is Tony Garcia out there? Do we have? I know we had a lot of people at that event.
Hey, Chris, this is Cherry.
All right, share with us.
Hey, we just, that was my first, official event that I've been to. And, from listening to Wes speak and meeting you guys personally, and it was just an overwhelming event for a lot of us. We really felt very, very connected to everyone. I mean, you guys are some of the salt of the earth people we've ever met, and I've been in other companies where that was not always true. And I want you to know, from someone that's just getting started, how much that meant to us to be able to interact with you and speak with you and Ricky and everybody, and we've learned so much. I mean, we're getting ready to do our 90-day push here in the starting on tomorrow. And so we're really excited. So thank you again for all that you guys do. And we really appreciate it.
Awesome. Anybody else that was at the event want to share? We had 100 people at the event, and we have one person that wants to jump up and share what they got out of it.
Hey, Chris, it's Angie.
How are you doing, Angie?
Very good. I was just really appreciative of all the leaders that showed up. As you were saying earlier, we were initially expecting a small group. And so going in, they were probably initially told, well, whatever, we'll have 30, 40 people, but yet they still made the time to come. I had heard Wes' story before, I'm not sure where, but it was a truly powerful story. And just everyone's presentation just gave me pause to do a lot of reflection, and like Wes said, decide if today's going to be the day. You just gotta make a serious commitment and do what it takes. Robert's presentation at the end of the afternoon, I don't know what it was about it, but it really touched a raw nerve with me. Maybe the fact that I've hit a milestone birthday at the beginning of the year, so I've got a lot of years to look back at what have I accomplished, whether it's professionally or, as a person, how have I grown, as a person, my character, my values, but it definitely forced me to stretch, and overall it was I'm glad I made the time to attend.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Angie. Anybody else want to share any of their insights or anything they experienced at the event? So one of the things that we talked about over there is the 3 elements of the business, right? There's only 3 elements, right? We have the product, which can we all agree that we all have the same product? So we all have the same product. We all have coffee, we have Xanthamax, we have Pure, we have all these products, and they're the same for you as they are for me, as they are for anybody else in the company. Then we all have the same company. Can we all agree on that? We have the same shipping, unfortunately. We all have the same shipping. We all have the same back office. We all have everything the same, but the only variable in these 3 elements is you. So we have 3 elements. We have you, we have the company, and we have the product. And this is one thing that is a fact. The only variable is you. And if you're a huge success in this business, it's because you went out there and decided to be a huge success. And if you are a total failure in this business, guess what? It's because you didn't decide to connect with your reason, like Marcy had shared, and knowing that every person that she shares this with, you don't know what that person's been praying for. You don't know what that person's dealing with. You don't know. And the bottom line is you were the only variable. So we can say, oh, well, I can't succeed because of, and then you go look on this Zoom of all the people that are winning and all the people that are making it happen, even with the same challenges that you have. But you don't understand. No, everybody's dealing with the same thing. Everyone has the same company. Everyone has the same product. The only variable is your philosophy. It's what's in between your ears that is the differential over here. So it's our philosophies that create our attitudes, right? You've heard us talk about on these calls, basically you can look at the challenges and you could say, what can I learn from this? How can I become better? Or you can look at the challenges and go, this sucks, these challenges suck, this sucks, that sucks, everything sucks, here suck, there suck, everything is suck, right? The bottom line is it's our philosophy that dictates our attitude on how we look at things. So in our attitude is going to decide what actions you're going to take or what habits you've chosen to create a habit of. The habit of watching TV versus the habit of saying, hey, I'm going to do my business. And it's the habits / actions that are going to create your results. And then your results are what is going to create the lifestyle. But the bottom line is it starts off with you and your philosophy. And guys, you could literally, and you hear us talk about this all the time, but you can literally just change your philosophy by 1% every day by doing personal development, by going in and watching these videos and these audios that they might have on YouTube, right? Or even some of the videos that people in the team have done. There's many people in the team that have done videos talking about what they dealt with and how they encountered a challenge or whatever it might be. But if you just do 1% every day, in 5 years, you can totally change your life. In 1 year, you can totally change your life if you basically add 1%. Because, 1%, if you just every day try to be 1% better, 1%, by the end of the year, you're 100% better. And this comes from doing a little bit every single day. And it's about working on our philosophy that gives us, how do we look at whatever challenges that we have today? Like, look, I couldn't log in the back office the whole day. Somebody's asking me a question, look at something, whatever. Couldn't log in all day. I call up Judy, and I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. The back office isn't working. She can log in. She's able to get into the back office. She's able to look at my site. I'm like, why can she look in? I can't. Then Ricky's like, man, my website's not working. Nothing's working. I can't get in. Andrea Bowden calls me. I can't get in my whatever. And I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I didn't know anything about this DDoS, whatever, it was that I just talked about. And then the Fab group shared that was what was going on, that our servers were being attacked. And point being is that when that happened, I basically laughed about it. I'm like, this is amazing. It's like people are trying to do everything they can to stretch us and to help us become better leaders. Thank you. The bottom line is that you're paid to the level of problems that you can solve and deal with. Bagging groceries, little problem, little pay. You want a big pay? Deal with big problems. So with that being said, guys, it's our philosophy that makes us look at things like that. So by working on ourselves and working on ourselves and working on ourselves, we learn to deal with things and how to do emotional management, on how to deal with these things. You know, Robert talked about in the Act As If and the whole desire training about our 5 senses. And he talked about, you know, taste, touch, sound, you know, all that stuff, right? And he said there is a 6th sense. And what that 6th sense is emotion. When we have emotion, we literally feel stuff. Can anybody relate with me? Where you physically feel stuff when you have emotions. But your emotions are the only sense that you can control. See, we can control the way that we feel about things by changing the way that we look at it. And that comes from our philosophy. And again, guys, that's why it goes, philosophy dictates your attitude dictates your actions/habits that dictate your results. So guys, the only variable we have in this business is really, when you look at it, your philosophy. So if we want to take that one variable and make that variable as strong as we possibly can, we have to do daily personal development. We have to daily work on ourselves and try to become 1% better than we were yesterday. Every day, do simple disciplines on what did I do today to grow my business, and look at it from that perspective. So, you know, every single one of us, and I'm going to lead this into turning it over to Ricky, because I'm sure he's probably going to talk about our chance to go out there and create this current with this new product and everything else that we have, because we talked about this earlier. But guys, when there's a current and you jump into the water, what happens? You get swept up in it. And what I'm sharing that with you because every single one of you all tonight can go look in the mirror and you can say, what am I made of? And what kind of life am I going to create and design for myself? And then your actions, based on what you do, based on what you tell yourself you're capable of, or what it is that you want, can create a current that other people, when they buy into saying, you know what, I want to join this Ellepreneur movement, I want to be a part of what they're doing. And because of the current that we create together, collectively as a team, they jump into that current. What happens? They get swept into success as well. And they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice to get swept up in it. If everybody's positive and fired up and excited and moving towards a certain goal, a certain direction, it's like what Fred talked about that night when he jumped on our team call for us. He said, if you can keep connected to why you got started and focus on that, then you don't worry about all that other junk. And the current just pulls everybody with you. So guys, I'm challenging everyone to do a checkup from the neck up. You're the only variable. You're the only one that can decide if you want to be a huge success or not. And all of those outside forces, the company, the product, they are what they are. And I can promise you one thing. If you choose to bitch and complain or blame, there's going to be people kicking some total butt, winning and creating a life of their dreams. So the thing is you can do that checkup from the neck up and decide, who are you going to be? Are you going to create the current, or are you going to be swept up in it when we create it? Because we're creating the current and we're running with this thing. And we have an opportunity over the next few days to start pre-building into this product that we're going to launch. And I'm going to turn it over to Ricky, and he's going to share his vision of what we think we can do with this product. And guys, I really believe that every single one of you all can double your volume next month if you believe it. And you take all out massive action to do so. So Ricky Durant. I'm gonna turn it over to you, brother, and let you share your vision, because this dude is a visionary on what he thinks is gonna happen with this. Even the Fab Group were like, holy crap, like we need to up our level of thinking on this, like Ricky has it. So Ricky, take it over, brother.
All right, thank you, Chris. No, it was funny. We were having a Fab 90 call at 8 o'clock tonight, and you know, some of the top leaders within the company are in the Fab 90 club, whatever you want to call it. And you know, we were talking amongst each other, and they were like, "So, what you think we're going to do with this Hemplovate?" And a couple of the top leaders go, "Oh, well, I think my team's going to sell 1,000." And I said, "Wow, I think my team's going to sell 20,000." And they were like, "Oh my God, there ain't no way." And I said, "Well, why don't you go sell 1,000, and then we'll sell the other 19,000." That's the way I think. Guys, Marcy started at the Hemplovate page, and I've noticed a lot of distributors on the post that I made on my timeline have been saying, "Add me, add me, add me." Guys, hey, you're the leader of your own team. You know who your promoters are. Go through your friends list and start adding your people to that group. There's about 2,700 members there. What I like to see over tomorrow is to see another 1,000 members there. If we get this group up to 4,000, 5,000 people within the next 2 days, no doubt that we will sell out of Hemplovate within 2 days. Okay? The product, just so you guys know, I'm pretty transparent with you guys. We only have 20,000 bottles available this month. Okay? They will not start shipping out till August 15th. It's only pre-sale only. And just so you guys know, there's a few states. I was talking to Larry Cantrell today, and there's a few states that this product is not going to be able to be shipped out to. So if you have people in these states, we're going to have to get creative. That's all there is to it. One of them's Idaho, Kansas, Indiana, Nebraska, South Dakota, and West Virginia. This product will not ship to those states, okay? So if you have distributors, customers there, get creative, okay? We're about less than 30 hours away from launching this product, which I think is the most profound product that the market has ever seen. I've been on the product myself for about a month, and me personally, I used to take it at night because it helped me sleep, and I still do. So what I do now in the mornings is I'm drinking my coffee, and I take 1 millimole of the Hemplovate with my Santamax, and it's like dose on steroids times 10. So if you guys haven't tried that, I would honestly try that. I was also talking about international expansion. Guys, I was able to taste the product, the new formulation for Canada and Australia and New Zealand. And guys, I can tell you this, I hate to say it, but I think the formulation they made for Australia is a little better than ours. As far as effectiveness, me and Chris, you know, had it around 5 p.m. on Saturday, Chris.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, we're going to go to sleep. And then we're all playing on Facebook till about 3 o'clock in the morning before we fall asleep. We were like, man, this coffee is phenomenal. So the formulation for the Australians in Canada, it's incredible. They took that tea extract out of there that was banned from Australia. And we should be able to see a drop-down box to where we're able to start enrolling Australians, Canadians, and, well, not, yeah, Canadians and people from the UK here in the next 30 days. So that's pretty exciting. That's all I got, Chris.
All right, buddy. I had a question from someone earlier. I know some people are getting their dose in 2 different boxes, and then some people are getting these large boxes. And, you know, the Australians or people that are shipping overseas, that affects them. What I can tell you is originally the packaging company only had one size box. So that's what they were using. They will be shrinking the boxes, just to let you know that. And it was a glitch in their system where the products were coming separately. So they are aware of that. They are fixing it, and that won't be happening anymore. So also, what we are working on is anybody running for rank and today's technical glitches affect you. We are working on either extending the month or backdating. I recommended backdating because we didn't want to extend the month for everyone, that the a rank wasn't important, because then if you're running for rank the following month, then that would affect you in August. So they're working on a system to where we can backdate. So anyone that is wanting to run for a rank and you're close, and today, or if we don't know if we're going to be dealing with this tomorrow, but if we are, they will take care of you, whether we have to backdate or extend your month personally. We can work on something like that. So how will it go on pre-sale? It's going to go onto a website, which will be the Hemplavate website. More than likely, it'll be Hemplavate / your username. That will be announced. Also, you're not going to have to go explain all this. Robert has worked on taking all the videos that are already done by Kevin Thomas explaining this and putting them together in a way to where there's videos where you have Kevin Thomas explain it. So you don't have to, because we try to explain this stuff and we come across like a bunch of weirdos that are all of a sudden scientists, and your friends already know you're not a scientist and you have no idea what the hell you're talking about with this. So don't try to go learn everything and be the person trying to explain everything, because that's weird and people don't want to be weird. So they're not going to want to join you to be weird if you're weird. So don't be weird. Use the videos. So with that, I think I covered that. So that's coming. And I think that's all for announcements, and I'll open up the call if anybody has any value they want to share before we close out.
Hey, Chris, it's John Canada. Could you
Yes, sir.
repeat the list of states that are going to be exempt?
Yes, John, let me get my list. Hold on, give me one
Michelle
second.
just did it. Michelle Moore just posted them in there. Look in the thread.
Okay.
Perfect.
Michelle did it.
Jen Marsh.
Yep. Go ahead.
I had posted, I didn't know if everyone had seen it. The system will be going down at midnight tonight for system updates from Sean. The outage will be about 4 hours.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Any other value you want to add to the call, Jennifer Marsh?
Hey, I just want to say thank you, and it's pretty exciting. I've been brainstorming and personal development for the last couple months, just waiting to launch some really fun things. So I'm super excited for things to turn in a direction that we can focus on something productive for our teams. So like you said, we're getting ready.
Awesome. Do we have Melissa McGuire on the phone? I'm trying to see. I know they do a call at a certain time. It's right around as our call is finishing up, so I'm not sure she's on here.
I'm here,
Guys,
Jim.
what is that?
I'm here.
Do you want to share what you shared on the leadership call earlier? Because that was good stuff.
Sure. Hey, everyone. Happy Monday night. I was just sharing on our call today that on Friday, I made an appointment with a gal in our town that does energy work. And there was just some stuff I wanted to get cleared, out, clear some of my own energy. Some blockages that I knew that I was having. I was pretty stuck, not just with our business, but just stuck in some areas of my life. And I walked into this lady's place, and I just felt like so much peace, like this peaceful energy and love. And I never had really experienced that type of total stranger. Like, I didn't know her, I had never been there before. And just this overwhelming sensation, like if I were to sit down with Jesus, like that's what it would feel like. I don't know, it's just so weird to explain. And so it just made me think, like, all of our energies, you know, people can feel our energies. They can feel when we're in a bad mood, when we're having fights with, you know, someone, like you just put off that same, we're vibrating at different levels. And anyway, when I left there, I just felt like so at peace and so like ready to put like our head to the, I don't know what you call it, head to the grind or whatever you call it, but, you know, just to go and not focus on any of the stuff that can overwhelm us sometimes. You know, sometimes having our team call in and everybody like, where's our stuff? Where's our stuff? Or, you know, just all the things that as a leader you take on that energy. And so I was just talking about like the things that we put out into the universe, like it comes back to us. So just being at this different energy level right now, like got me through almost getting my son and I were involved in an auto accident on Friday that if we didn't have airbags, like we probably wouldn't have walked away from. Someone hit us going about 60 miles an hour and didn't stop. And anyway, I just felt so at peace even through that whole situation. So the point of this story is like the energy that you put out, other people feel. And so I know that a lot of us are in message threads and whatnot. And sometimes we hear like, don't be negative in the message thread. And it's not because there's not things that, you know, that we can empathize with or that we want to rectify and get figured out. But basically it's like, it's all based around the same type of energy. Like you wouldn't walk into a party, and thanks to Jen Marsh, because she always puts like these little analogies in my head. Like I wouldn't walk into your house having a party at your house and just come in there and not know anybody at your house and be like, man, I'm having the worst day ever. My husband sucks. My kids they just don't, blah, blah, blah. I just dump all the garbage walking into a party. Like the energy that would put off, nobody would want to like be my friend or hang out with me. They would just like, the whole party mood would just go down. And that's kind of the same thing like that I think about as, you know, having a team thread or that type of environment. Like you're walking into a party or into your team and just putting all this, you know, like customer service, blah, 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 blah. It's the same type of thing. So just having that whenever we talk about like trying to keep it positive in the thread is basically just to keep everybody's energy vibrating on the same upper level. So I don't know if that's what you wanted to do, Chris, but it's just been really profound to me. Like when you start thinking about different things, you just see it more and more, right? It just becomes more and more clear. So.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you so much, Melissa. All right. Anyone else want to share anything as we close out?
Hey, Chris, it's Steph in Australia. How you doing?
I am wonderful. Better now that I'm talking to you.
Oh, aren't you a charmer? Hey, while you're on, and I want to ask you if invite Ricky to unmute himself if he's still on, and Ian Prather. I just want to, on behalf of the Australians and the New Zealanders, and I'm getting emotional already. We had, if everyone's on this call, if you haven't seen the live cross that we did, thanks to Ricky for being on board with me to get that as a surprise out here. Go over or hit me up on my page and have a look at that. It's phenomenal. I mean, we've got the movers and shakers. We've got the A-team drinking the new brew that we have for the Australians and the New Zealanders. And Ian Prather, for you, can I ask you to unmute yourself and just share real quick the feedback that you gave me within minutes of drinking that. I just want everyone to understand how powerful this was.
I think Ian jumped off, Steph.
Okay, Ricky, what about you?
Like I said on the call, and I don't want to make anybody else jealous, I think the formulation that they created for you guys is longer lasting. Not that our formulation ain't good, because I love ours, but the aftertaste of the product, I like that. You know, whenever you drink something and you have an aftertaste, it was phenomenal. So you're in for a treat, that's for sure.
Well, I'm going to say to every Australian and New Zealander that's watching this or the recording, pat yourselves on the back for having the patience to wait, because it sounds like it was worth waiting for. I mean, this is going to come up clear on all the your drug tests, the urine tests. This is it, babies. So if you want your business to hit the ground running now, start putting gas in the vehicle and put the accelerator down, because it's coming. And Ricky, we have it in less than 30 days that we will have that pull down menu. We're actually being told come the 15th of August, so 15th of August or 16th for Australian time, we should be seeing that. I mean, I'm not going to sleep between now and then. I'm that pumped. I'm out of my tree.
Yeah, and then I was talking to Amber today too. I know you talk to her all the time, and we have swapped all our shipping to UPS, so there ain't gonna be no more Gateway. It's gonna go straight, to you guys. So it's gonna cut down on the shipping days.
Oh man,
yeah,
that's giving me at least 24 hours a week.
Yeah, so it's exciting. Everything's moving on a positive way. And I was talking to Chris earlier today. I mean, guys, thank you for sticking in there with us and being patient. Yeah, I think we've all grown as leaders through these challenging times that we've had as a team, and it's going to make us a lot better. And it's really going to appreciate us, whenever everything starts smoothing out. We're going to be laughing about this in a year, whenever
Absolutely.
we're on a beach somewhere, all thinking about the challenges and how our business grew and how we're going to double business this month. I really believe that we're going to double our business throughout our team this month. It's going to be a pretty epic month. And on the 15th also, the app is going to release. So August is going to be a month to remember for sure for this company.
August 15th seems to be the magic number for obviously the Hemplovate release, the being able to direct ship. And we also hear that the production of the new brew is in process now, so that we'll have that available. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes. You all know how much I've wanted this for everyone. So thank you very much for your support. We've stayed the course, but we've only done that because of the leadership. So this moment is to acknowledge all of you. So thank you very much.
No, thank you, Steph. And all of you guys, for you guys that haven't been to an event or whatever, and the vision of Robert O'Blon, going into the Staples Center, it was funny because we were at the event in New Orleans and there was 100 people there. And, Robert closed it out with the Act As If. And I was thinking, not my goal, of course, Robert asked us to write down 5 goals that you have and act as if, right? So my first goal was Triple Crown Ambassador. And then my 5th goal was to walk across the stage at Staples Centers with 100 Triple Crown Ambassadors. So guys, y'all ready to run? Because I'm ready to run. Chris is ready to run. And we're ready to help you guys run to get to Triple Crown Ambassador. So we have the largest team within the company walking across stage as Triple Crown Ambassadors. The only person that's going to stop us is going to be us, and there ain't no stopping us. So can't wait to see all of you guys walking across the stage as Triple Crown Ambassadors. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.